Hello, hello, everybody, everybody. What's cracking? What's happening? What's going on? How is everybody doing? Guys, people of the sea, people of everywhere. Cheers to many people struggling and many people's different lives. Guys, I just want to say cheers to everybody in general. No matter if you're making it, no matter if you're middle class, no matter if you're poor, no matter if you're living on the streets. Cheers to everybody. Because not everybody's lives are the same, guys. Hello, welcome in. So, literally, I have been talking and rambling about life on my live streams. I talk about life in general, how I see the world, how I see different perspectives and stuff, and you know sometimes you just gotta take a step back. Hello, Huey. What's up, Huey? People's lives are like a lot different than you think. And I've always said this, a lot of people have the same kind of life that they're living in another. It's kind of sticky how to say it, but a lot of people are going through the same thing that other people are going through. And some people just don't understand that it's just like a different body, different name, like different, just different in general. But every other person, let's just say every other person out there is going through something similar. Vogel's going crazy on his wheel. Or should I call you Mo or She Wolf? Alright. Also, it is daylight. I was gonna make a live stream yesterday, but I had to work in the morning, so I had to get some sleep. Try to get some sleep. I hate waking up in the morning. Absolutely hate it. But yeah, Yui, shout out to you too for, your life, the way you're living it. You might not be the dream come true. It might not, but you gotta think. Go group. Oh my God, he's spinning on his wheel like crazy. Every time I try and do a live stream, you want to spin on your wheel. Hello, welcome in. But I've always said I appreciate my life in general. I appreciate all the people that have came in my life and all the people that I have met throughout this time being. I've literally met the best people I've ever could meet somewhere that it doesn't even make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't know how to make friends, but on this path that I'm journeying to, it seems like actually it's kind of weird and sticky, but I talked to my coworker and I told him this too, and he's all like, you can try to make friends, but that's not where you should make friends. And I'm not saying that they're friends, but they're homies. So I made great people at the bar. It is crazy to believe. It is freaking crazy, but this bar, you can vibe with everybody there. Everybody knows everybody. And everybody is just so supportive. Most of the strangers that I have talked to at the bar literally have been the best people in my life so far. A lot of people that I have met at the bar, it literally, I had went through some very downfall like about 2 weeks ago and some change. Hello, welcome in. it's also to make friends that think organically. Yeah, yeah, you got to make homies, friends, whatever, that think kind of the similar aspects to you. But I gotta say, I believe I talked about this in my last live stream. It was literally a big whole hour and 9 minute live stream about what happened that night that I almost died. That I literally I thought I was gonna die. It's a long story, so that's why that video is so long. But during that process, I had made one homie that stuck with me throughout the whole entire 3 days, and I cannot thank him enough at all. And cheers to him because he had about like a month ago, he had a friend that passed away. All of a sudden, he was one of his best friends. And it's all like when he passed away, somehow the car that he was in just, landed in my homie's hands. So he was using that car to get to and from. It was not his car to be using, but he was using to get to and from places to places. And since he's homeless, he stays in the car. And he would sleep in the car. He made a whole living in the car for like almost a month. And recently, after like about a week ago, he had to bring his friend over, and then his friend took the car, and they were gonna repossess it anyways because it is a month behind, because it was a month ago that his friend passed away. And of course that's gonna lead on. Most banks and stuff repossess vehicles immediately. But now he's officially living in the streets, and it literally hurts me to the max, because it's like, it just really hurts me because he was there for me, and I feel like I should be there for him, but there's nothing I really can do. And it's like, people have these different lives, they're going through different things. And the last time he was here, I believe he was talking about him getting a gig, about him working so he can save some money to get a car. And it's so like, it's just, it's crazy how life works. And he's pretty young. He's around 23. So it's all like, I'm giving the laps because life always takes a good round for you. Like, that's how you get stronger in life, is happens. And the more that happens, you start recovering. It all depends on your brain cells, if you want to stay in a loop or you want to make yourself better. And it's like, hello, welcome in. It's all like, I get very heartbroken whenever I hear someone that went through some things, and of course they're homeless now. I know another person too that I recently, again, they helped me through hard times, literally in the past a couple of weeks. And they had a downfall too. They lost their job. And I'm over here like feeling so bad because they're doing tattoos at the bar now. So they're doing a side hustle, but at the same time, they're shuffling, place to place. They don't have anywhere to go. And it's all like, bro, it really, 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 really hurts me. Really hurts me because I don't have many people that come in my life and help me on a downfall. Like, I was really bad a couple of weeks ago. And I really needed a hug. I needed someone to talk to. Like, I've always came on the internet to talk to people or just talk to myself on the internet, but this one hurt a lot. So I did talk on the internet, but at the same time I met some people, great people. And it's all like, now that I see that their downfall, that they're like on their lowest to the lowest point in life where they're practically homeless, it's like what, life is telling me that, of course, I can't open my doors to strangers that I barely even know for a couple of weeks. But I know I did help him out. At least he got to take a shower. I opened my doors for him just to, take a shower. Of course, not live in my area because I don't feel comfortable. And I said this in my live streams a while back too about, how can I let someone in taking my space? I said it like literally probably like a month ago. I was like, how do you live with someone? Like, I wouldn't understand the concept. But the fact that this guy literally spent 3 days with me, and I was literally bawling, crying for like days. And I was, after he was gone, he had to do some other things, try to find a job. I just can't thank him enough because I didn't think I could have someone in my space. Not even living here, but he was in my space. And it's all like, just, it's a whole world of emotions. It really is. I talk to him every couple of days or so, and I check in on him, and he's living in the parks and just trying to make it and trying to find a job, trying to find a little hustle. And of course today, he texts me. Well, I text him, and then I said, "How are you doing?" And then he says, "It's gonna be a long day. I gotta find some money to give me some food. I haven't eaten. I don't feel good." And I'm all like, it's really a test, guys. It is really a test for me. Because your kindness, I have so much kindness. That's why I said cheers to people that are struggling right now. I have turned kind within these years of being a mean and aggressive person. I have worked on myself so much that it's all like I'm willing to help someone out, but only to a certain extent. And that's why it's a test for me. Because I'm meeting all these people and I'm getting adapted to them. And it's all like, God, it's almost like an animal you're trying to save. Yeah, at the pet store or over here at SPCA or something. You can't save all of them. They have to learn themselves. And I know that they're going through some stuff, and I'm pretty sure the other person, he's over probably the same age as me, so about 35 or 36. This other one is young, is 23, and he's homeless, and it's all like, and I talked about literally probably 4 months already on these live streams about how I don't feel sorry for homeless people, and that is because of the way I think of the homeless people. And it sounds so effed up, like it really, really does. But sometimes I have belief in the people. I have belief in people to do better for themselves. If they're going to continue to be a homeless person and just live on the streets, that is totally on them. But I always encourage one to do better, and I'm encouraging both these guys to do it better. And I told my homie that's 23 years old, I said, I understand that you're young, you're going through things, you don't have family, you don't have anybody here like for you like at all. But I just want to know and tell you that I'm here for you. I can't make a home for you. I can tell you come over when I'm here. You come take a shower, you can chill here, relax, sleep in my bed for God's sake, Because I feel bad. And it's all like, bro, it's so weird how life works. That's why I said cheers to many people and many people's lives. Everybody has different lives. I know another homie too. Hello, hello, welcome in. I know another homie too that, she lives at home. She lives at home with her mom. I barely even know her. I barely know these people personally, guys. Barely know these people personally. Everything is from the bar vibes. And it's just like that's all we're talking about is drinking and just chit chat and partying and just doing things. We never talk about life, but I'm starting to get to know these people a little bit more, and so I'm opening some more gates to different people's lives. And this one chick, you know I believe we were talking about it today, about how yeah, life, times are hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people are going through things. And I think she said something about even I wouldn't be able to make it on my own because of the way the economy is and the way everything is. And I don't know her at all, like I don't, but I'm just still curious on why she's still living with her mom. So apparently, she's like on some disability. She can barely, work, do all kind of things about, physical health. And I'm all like, okay, now it makes sense because I told her, I said, if I can do it, and I tell everybody this, everybody, guys, everybody that I meet, if I can do this and I can live on my own, I can pay for the bills on my own. I have two cars. I got internet, I got phone. I'm paying my grandma's internet at her house. You can do it too. Yes, the economy is so effed up right now. It's crazy to believe how expensive things are. I've even ranted on so many things, but it's how you manage the money, yes. Right now with the economy, it's very hard, yes, to stretch your pennies because of the way the economy is. It makes sense. But since I've been going at this for many years, that's where I'm leading on to. It's all like if I can do it, you can do it. And right now, I know the economy is pretty bad, really bad. But it's like, cheers to people that are struggling. Cheers to people that, there's some people that are making it, that really thought about life itself. Now, don't get, you can get mad at the rich people all you want. You can get mad at the CEOs all you want. You can get mad at all those people, all your bosses, all your head honchos, all you want. But you know what they did? They made a difference in their lives to make themselves more successful. They didn't stay there at their 9 to 5. They said, no, I'm going to move up. I'm going to move up. I'm a worker right now, but I'm going to move up to management. I'm going to move up to CEO. You got to have that motivation to keep going. You can stay stuck there. I've seen many people be in the same company for over 45 years. And I'm like, bruh, you made a whole career about it. That's crazy to believe, like really crazy to believe. And you're in the same position. Now, a lot of people don't want to take on the tasks of having business knowledge. A lot of people are not entrepreneurs. A lot of people, I understand it's not for a lot of people. It makes sense. But don't get mad all the time at CEOs. And yes, my brain probably has changed from the past live streams that I have made on season 3 or season 4, whichever I had it on. I was mad at those CEOs I was mad at the management for running the business like how it is. But that's the thing you got to understand. Every business is freaking dirty, no matter what business you are. McDonald's, Kroger's, it don't matter what business you are. Even like the SPCA's and stuff, the donation place, everywhere, guys. If you talk to each individual that works in different facilities, don't like I said, don't matter where, you're always gonna come across somebody either lacking, their boss cutting the hours, the cutting the budget. There's a lot going on in this economy right now. It is really sad, and I have made a live stream about that a while back. It's really sad how even Kroger's even shut down their doors because there's not enough revenue. There's nothing there. And you're like, $1 billion company over here is not making it, so they have to shut their doors. And I understand some fast food restaurants such as Wendy's and Jack in the Box, because half of them have employees that don't want to work, and they don't want to work and have the enthusiastic to work because everybody just wants to pay bills. So they're not really focused on happiness. They're not focused on customer service. They're just focused on clocking in, making the money, and going home. And I understand that. I completely understand that. Again, cheers to many people struggling, guys. I understand why our people are struggling, and I understand that. Like, I don't know how many times I can say that. I sound like a dang broken record, but I understand that. Hello, welcome in. But many people have different lives. And I don't want to sound so cocky towards a person that barely even knows me. And I've told her, I said, look, I have lived on my own for 9 years. I did all that. And it's all like, I'm glad that, she literally said, I'm glad that you are making it financially. You got yourself on your toes and stuff. Guys, it's okay if we have a downfall in life, guys. It makes us stronger. If I have a downfall right now in my life, it's going to just make me twice as stronger. And I don't want to sound so cocky that I made it in life, but I'm just saying, if I can do it, you can do it too. Just put your mind to it, get to it. It's all about your mindset. And I understand health issues, guys. Completely understand it. I have a cousin that's going through a big health condition. He's about 300 pounds, and his leg is hurting. Well, his foot is hurting every time he walks on it. He's got to get some sort of surgery on his foot because I think he broke it like years back, and it's now gaining up to him. Guys, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but your health is very important. I'm not saying be the freaking healthiest, try to eat the healthiest, try to work out, go crazy on your body. Your body still needs to, recover and recuperate. You can lift weights all you want. You can do all that. Yeah, it's for your health. At the same time, like, keep a good metabolism there. Just, it's so hard to even distinguish, guys. But, cheers, guys. Hello, welcome in. And I see a lot of people in their lives that they put themselves down because of their weight, because of what they think of life. And it's all like, there's so much to life. You just have to figure it out. You have to figure it out. That's the way life is. You can, if you want, if it helps you, that's totally up to you. You can believe in religious if you want. Now, I shared my thoughts and opinions about religious a long time ago, but to sum it up, you can preach to religious all you want. You can ask to show me the path. You can pray for it. You can ask for it, pray for it. bend your knees all the way down, go down to the ground. But you want to know one thing? You're living on this earth. You have to figure that out. You can pray all you want and what path to take, but you, your own person, has to make the decision. Just hands down. The gods that you are preaching to, and again, be open-minded here. Don't come after me. But the gods that you are preaching to have once lived on this earth. They have once lived on this earth. They're no longer living on this earth. They're a statue now. They're a statue. They're like this thing that, you know, people think if it's real is it not real. We don't know if whatever happened in BC is real. We don't. But a lot of people, you know, stick to that, so that's totally on you. You can be open-minded. But you have to do you. You can pray all you want. You can do all that. You can ask, you know, show me the way, whatever, but you show yourself a way. You put your mind forward. You see the consequences. You see the outcomes. You need to do critical thinking in life, hands down. Make your decision wisely. You can make it fast. Some people make it too fast. Some people don't think it over. And that's when mistakes happen. So think it over. Think your decisions over. Think your mistakes over. Think everything over, you know? But it's like many people have different lives for a reason. Because they made their own decisions. They made their own decisions on who they want to be, who gonna try to be, you know? I have one coworker, guys. It's not even funny. He puts himself down so much. Like, he's always having a bad day. He's all like, oh, I hate my life. I have a bad day. Oh, I hate my life. I have a bad day. I feel like I'm not successful in life. I feel like I didn't go anywhere in life. And it's all like, the more you put yourself down like that, the more dumber it's going to sound against everybody else. Because it sounds dumb, in my opinion. It really does. You know, you can make better of yourself if you encourage yourself to do better. I encourage everybody to do better no matter what the circumstances. I don't even play freaking. I never liked sports. Never. I was never a team player. I was never a team player. I didn't want to be on a team. Nobody wanted to be me on a team. Like, I didn't care for any sports. Like, I hated that sports mentality, cockiness, team player stuff. I have to win, you know. I always hated that. But when it comes to me encouraging someone, I feel like it's a team effort because I'm encouraging people to do better. To do better in life. There's so much to life that you gotta look. Cheers to people struggling, guys. Many families are struggling with their kids. Now, don't get me started on kids, because everybody knows my opinion about kids and stuff. I understand people don't want to have, you know, it sounds wrong, but people don't want to have abortions. People don't want to have, or they can't anymore. Or right now everything's going cuckoo for the Cocoa Puffs. But your life, your choice, guys. People don't believe in anything sometimes like that. And I understand, but it's your life, your choice. There's so many options out there with pregnancy stuff. So many. And I understand people, you know, are against a whole bunch of stuff on that legal stuff. It makes sense. But I'm just saying, your life, your choices. If you know that you're going to be doing the nasties one day, make sure you protect yourself. Get you some birth control. Again, I you know, your life, your choices. Some people don't believe in birth control. Some people don't believe in IUDs. Some people don't believe in concepts that will help you in the long term. Because again, your life, your choices. People are saying that's a blessing. But the thing is, it's a blessing with, okay, be open-minded. Yes, children could be a blessing. But at the same time, why is the blessing literally making you suffer so much? Can you answer that? I don't know. It's a weird question, weird concept I'm thinking right now. But if this blessing got blessed with one child, another child, another child, and another child, and another child, well, by all means, why are you suffering in life? All because these children are a blessing. But I'm still confused. You don't have money to put food on the table. Like, whew, that is such a topic for another day. Like, literally, I could go on with that. But again, cheers to people also struggling. I understand the struggle, but I do understand where it should needs to be helped. Again, there's moms that are out there that are struggling to put food on the table, but again, it kind of goes back to that loop. Like, I do feel sorry for you, but at the same time, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but the legs need to not be like this and be like this, okay? Got my concept? I know it's hard, I understand. But again, it's just the way it is. I can't ramble on too much about it. But yeah, many people's lives are different, guys. Many people's lives are different. But like I said, you're not, I mean, everybody's going through something different. It's like a different body. It's so hard to freaking say. Like, it really is. Hello, hello, welcome in. I won't be here that much longer, anyways, guys. I gotta get me some more H2O. But yeah, thank you, Huey, for being here. Your life might not be the same as mine. Again, people are rich and successful. You know, rich people have their own problems too, guys. Y'all think rich people don't have problems? Rich people do have problems. You know, they just you just don't see them because you're not in the rich community. But I've seen multiple rich people have problems, and sometimes they have what do you call? I don't want to say it on the internet, but they have pill problems. Let's just say that. When you have a lot of money, you got a lot of sources that you can be on. So, just saying. Hello, hello, welcome in. Huey, where are you? Are you still in the building? Cheersing to many people struggling and many people's different lives, guys. We all have different lives. Some equal to the others, like I was saying. People need to understand humans a lot more. Like, I have studied humans for a long time, and you know, I see good in people and I see bad in people and I see good in people and bad in people. Like, I have went through an emotional distraught over one individual that I saw good and evil at the same time. But I felt like that person could do better if they tried. And people keep telling me, stay away from him, stay away from him. And then I saw like, there's something else, you know? Man, it's so hard to say. But yeah, you know, cheers, cheers, cheers. If you're listening to this video, thank you for listening as well. Huey, let me know in the comment section down below if you do hear this video after, what kind of struggles made you stronger? What kind of struggle are you in right now? What kind of struggle do you not see yourself going through? Like, some people don't see themselves going through a struggle. Some people are just like, if I struggle, I struggle. That's fine. You know, some people, that's the way some people think. And it's all like, you know, there's so much to life, guys. It's really, really is so much. But life is great. Just gotta make duo with it. Lift yourself up and just encourage yourself. Self motivation is the key. But yeah, guys, so cheers to many people struggling and many people's different lives. Thank you for joining, Huey. I saw your comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.